Next, we have Justin doing a talk on Discover Money Magic, which is something we've not really talked about much at the festival so far, so that's exciting. Justin works out of Raven's Moon Metaphysical Supply Store in Tampa, Florida, and he's been a psychic and tarot reader for many years, and he blends tarot with astrology. So is Justin there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great. Hi, Justin.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
We can.
All right, great. Okay, so as the speaker said, I'm going to be doing a presentation on money magic. Money magic is one of the first bits of metaphysics that I kind of got into, and it mostly was because you know, I was broke. Didn't have any money. I had realized that I was spending way more money than I was taking in, and so once I realized that, I'm like, shit, ooh, what am I gonna do now? So I looked on the internet to try to find a recipe or something just to help out. I think it was a candle. It was just a basic candle. I think I lit it, and some things started to happen. So as I began to explore metaphysics more and magic in general, I began to kind of get a little bit more sophisticated with some of this stuff. And so what I'm going to be doing today is demonstrating a variation of a prosperity quick magic spell. I know the coronavirus is happening right now. A lot of people can't go out to the shop. Amazon's taking forever to get things delivered to us. So what this is this is a demonstration of a magical working for someone who has enough resources to go out and buy all these supplies. Later on, I'm going to be doing a second presentation that's only going over like, okay, you've got no money and you need to do some magic for some money. So stay tuned for that one later on this afternoon or this evening. But right now I'm going to switch to my overhead camera and we're going to look down here and we're going to start my magical work. So bear with me just a second. All right. So I'm going to go through a lot of the ingredients that I have here on the table. Hopefully we can all see those things. And as I'm going through them, I'm going to be explaining their purpose and kind of what they're for. And then at the end, we're going to put them all together and so you can see exactly how this goes together. So while we're working about money magic or doing any kind of magical working, we need to talk about concentration and intent, okay? What we're really doing here is we're focusing our energy on a specific goal. For this demonstration, it's going to be money. So what I want to do is I want to try to get myself into a kind of a meditative state. I notice because, you know, I'm a tarot reader and astrologer, when I shuffle my cards, I kind of naturally get into that meditative state myself. So I try to mimic that when I'm doing a magical working. Sometimes that's a bit difficult to do when you're not really divining. So incense helps. Incense and candles just kind of for yourself, just so you can kind of put yourself in that magical state of mind. Patchouli is a really good incense to use for money magic. A lot of people don't care for the smell of patchouli. They have some really strong opinions on this one. So I also like cinnamon, and that's what I have here. I'm not going to light it because I'm worried about it coming up into the camera, but this is the cinnamon incense, and so we're going to be using this kind of energy. That cinnamon is a correspondent with magic. Also, what I like to do when I'm working on this spell is to just go ahead and light my ritual candle or an altar candle. And again, this is just to kind of put me into that, okay, relaxed state. I'm about to perform some magic. I'm about to do something really badass. So I just kind of want to take a minute to recognize that. So I'm going to just set that aside. Let's pretend I've got my incense lit here. I have a selenite point just for extra, you know, because it's pretty. All right, so now that we've got the incense going, we've had the candle burning, we're getting a little bit more into that concentration. We're going to go ahead and amplify it and go over the rest of our ingredients here. Now, this is mostly a candle working. So I have 3 candles here. I have the green one for material gain, a brown one to attract money, and a gold one for financial benefits. Now, this is a bit orange, but I've got some gold glitter here. Now, if you feel a little weird putting glitter on your candles, just understand that as long as there have been candles and there has been glitter, witches have been putting the two together. So if this color here is not gold enough for you, feel free to rub it around in glitter, okay? That actually might give it a little extra zip, but we're going to hold off on that for a minute here. Okay. So these candles, we know what they're for. I also have some foreign money. I used to teach English in China, and this was the last bit of money that I had with me from China that I wasn't able to spend. So I'm going to use this because it's kind of like play money for me here, but I'm going to put this like underneath my working plate and some of these coins just around here, just to kind of, you know, again, we've got money on the plate. We're bringing money to us. So we have some oils now. Let's talk about dressing the candles and what we're going to do with those. So I have some fast money oil. This is something I purchased at the store. I think it was like less than $4 US. Really quick little thing. You just need to rub it on your hands, rub it on the candle. Also, when I was really broke, I made my own money oil. This is olive oil and, you guessed it, glitter. Olive oil and cinnamon. And this is primarily what I use for my money magic, because I think cinnamon and gold glitter is just gonna do what you want it to do. All right, so that's that. And then I have these shells. These shells, I forget what they are. I'd probably remember it if I weren't live with a whole bunch of people watching me on video, but I'm gonna add those to the plate later. And these keys here, these keys, we're gonna use these to unlock our magic. Okay, that's what those are for. And that's a very voodoo hoodoo thing, but I kind of just wanted to use it anyway because I think it's fun. This is the leather working tool. If you do a lot of magic, I suggest you get one of these because they have 2 points and they're really great for carving into the candle, which is what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so now we have the brown candle, which is our attract money. I'm going to draw $3 signs on this candle. Well, I'm going to try to make it look like I'm drawing a dollar sign. Let's see, here's another one. Let's try to make this better. There we go. Now we know how to talk about money. All right. And one more side. And again, while we're doing this, concentrate on how broke you are. Concentrate on what you want to fix about your prosperity, what you want to attract to you. All right, and then, so now that we've got how much we want, let's say I've got about $200 worth of bills coming up that I don't have the money for. So right here on the bottom, I'm going to draw 200. I like being specific when we're doing a manifestation, just so we can kind of focus our goal. We know when the spell ends, we know when the spell begins. Excuse me. So we've got 3 kind of money signs, $200 here. I'm going to place that there. Oh, a second. All right. So now I'm going to actually adhere this candle to the center of my working. Oh, actually, I'm going to anoint the candle first. All right, so we're going to anoint the candles. Take whatever oil you want to use. A little bit here, and I'm going to rub this. Pay attention to this moment here, motion. I'm going to bring it to me. I'm going to take the oil and I'm drag the candle down like that. I'm going to anoint the candle because I want to bring that money to me. So see here, I'm bringing the money to me. I'm just going to do that. And there we go. Now we're going to use the gold candle. Same thing, get a little bit of oil on your hand. We're going to bring the money to us by working the oil down the candle like that. Just melting it in my light here so it sticks. Stick it behind the brown. Right, and so now I've got one more time the green candle here. And again, I'm going to drag it through as I'm bringing money to me, bringing it all to me. All right. Set it there. Oops. Let me get some more melty melt here. All right. Now, because I am bringing this to me, I like to kind of put this in a clockwise motion, just as I'm drawing things to me. Please bring to me. I want lots of money. I need $200. I'm going to put my keys on my plate here because I want to unlock this magic. And now finally, we're going to light the candle. And we're going to do this in a way that's bringing all this to us. And I'm bringing it closer to me. And I'm bringing it closer to me. Okay. Now that we've got that here, we can say whatever kind of spell you like. I'm Wiccan, so I kind of do a pagan ritual for it. Or, whoopsie. Do that there. Come on, sorry. There we go. Yeah, mind your candles, people. Don't leave these unattended. In fact, I'm actually gonna blow this out right now because it's making me nervous. But the idea is the same. Just make sure you know what you're doing when you light these candles. Make sure they're away from anything that's flammable. Stay with it as long. I like using these little candles because they don't take a very long time. You can burn these down in about an hour or two. So I think that's mostly everything I have to say about this money magic right now. We've got that money on the back. I'm going to go through it one more time just to review everything that I've said. Then I'm going to open it up if anybody has any questions. So again, what we're doing is we've set the intention. We've gotten our meditative state by lighting an altar candle, using incense, kind of getting us in a calm manner. Then we've dressed our candles, gathered our supplies, kind of made the plates. I kind of like to do it from the bottom up. It's almost like a pyramid of manifestation. You set your basis. You've had that money that you want on the bottom. Then you've had these coins, and now you're adding, I still don't remember what those things are for. And then you're adding extra coins to it, and you're unlocking it, lighting it up and unlocking it. All that stuff is focusing your intention on this. Now, after this spell is done, the most important thing to do is to get off your butt and do something. I think Dusty said it before, you cannot expect to get anything unless you go to the mailbox and check the mail and see if there's a check there. You know, if all you've done is just done this candle and you haven't made any medium for money to come through, you're probably going to have a little bit of hiccups with the spell. But if you're doing this and also putting some action into it, going out and looking for a job or looking for another job, this is really going to help just ensure that all that effort that you spend is not going to waste. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera back around here and take questions from anybody if they have any.
Cool. So there are a few questions coming in, Justin. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Great.
I think probably a few of us can benefit from some money. Mandy said she's going to definitely give that a go.
Yep.
So somebody asked, if you haven't got shells, can it be replaced with something else?
Yeah, if you don't have shells, because there's no, I'm having a complete brain moment here of what these shells are for. I know they're used in voodoo and voodoo magic. And so that's kind of what I've been trained naturally. So that's what I worked with. Sometimes you can put earth. Like if you've gone to, a really good idea might actually going to get some earth from a bank, you know, from a financial institution, and sprinkle a little bit of that earth on your plate, because you want everything, you know, all these elements to equal out. We've got earth, air, fire, water here. You know, we want to be able to kind of add some physical things to it as well. Yeah. But it's so many layers you want to add to it. If you want to keep adding things, like I've got more stuff in my closet. I have this giant piece of pyrite right here. You know, I can put that with the work and that helps. I have this really cool crystal here. You know, you can all do those things. Those things to me mean money. They mean power. So you can kind of add whatever you want to that as well, just to give that extra little zip.
Nice. Somebody's just commented here on the chat saying shells were used as currency in ancient times.
Oh, thank you. Oh my
Ah.
goodness.
And Mandy's asked, do you have an amount in mind? Do you actually set that out to the universe, a specific total?
Yes, yep. You can, or if just, I like to do it that way. My brown candle here, I carved $200 just as an example. Let's say, for example, that you need more money regularly throughout. You know, you can write whatever you want on that candle. I've kind of just said like $200 generally. That's what I need to get over the month. That's the car payment. That's a little bit of petrol, some gas. You know, that's just what I need just to kind of get over that hump till next payday.
Cool. If anybody else has any questions, I think we've got a couple of minutes, just pop them in the chat. Can I ask, do you, has there been a significant amount that's come to you in a weird way? Do you have any stories of when you set out an intention and actually it's like, wow, that's...
Yeah. So, one of the first times I did a money magic spell, I was really blown away by the success. I was kind of like, oh, this is okay. Oh, only when necessary. I had done something very similar to this. I think I used bigger candles. It was over a couple days, but generally pretty much the same. And during that process, I refinanced my auto loan, which I had kind of planned on doing anyway, as soon as my credit score had gotten a bit better. But I did the spell, refinanced the loan, and kind of forgot about it. And then I started getting these checks in the mail from my former auto loan company. It was just $300 here, $200 there, $150 there. I think I got like $600 back from that refinancing deal because I got a lower credit rate, and I'd been paying the higher rate to the other guys for a little bit too long, I guess. And so they fell in my lap, almost $600 a couple weeks after this spell worked. I was like, that is amazing. Then my company opened up unlimited overtime. So I was able to work almost 70 hours a week instead of the 40 hours a week. I think I did that for about 3 or 4 weeks. In total, that one little pyramid magic thing that I did, I estimated about $4,000 in return from it. Wow. It was a lot of money. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. So yeah, just like setting your intention and really focusing on that, but making sure that you've got action behind it, the fire that's going to carry you through the fruition of the spell. That's important as well. But this is the real thing to set your intention.
Do you set a certain period of time in your mind, or do you just let the universe deliver that when it's ready?
I haven't before. I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't know. If you're really controlling and curating your destiny as well as we want to be with, you know, our methods of divination, then I don't see why that shouldn't be a thing where you'd say, okay, well, I want 10 grand for this payment by October 19th. And if I don't get it, you know, that it didn't work. Yeah, I suppose so. But I kind of like to leave it a bit open-ended just because I'm still working on it, you know, and when I got the $200, I'm like, okay, now I'm good. But I'm sorry?
2 minutes left, I'm afraid.
Oh, 2 minutes? Thank you. Okay. Some days I have a little cheat sheet here. You can do these spells on certain days. I'm just looking up here. And it's just kind of like, it just adds a little extra layer to something. You know, I've heard some people even make their own candles. They do their own things. It's more work you put into it, the more, yeah, like Thursday here or Friday is good for money. Monday is good for money. You know, it's just kind of like, if you want to add that extra level to it. But if you really need this extra cash, just kind of go ahead and do it without planning it, you know. Just if you need it now, just do it now. But later on today, I'm going to be doing a more of a money magic, like without as many tools, a bit more meditative kind of thing than the one I started today. But yeah.
Nice. And somebody just put here, Thursday is a good day for money magic as well. And Kelsey said, it's so amazing to see how someone else uses their craft and how they perform their spells. So yeah, that was really great. And you're back at 7 o'clock with the power of candle magic.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Thanks so much, Justin. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think
All the best for now.